What if the most powerful natural tool for blocking blood sugar spikes and reversing insulin resistance has been sitting in Indian kitchens for over 3,000 years, and nobody in mainstream medicine ever told you about it? Millions of people are counting carbs, cutting sugar, and taking medication every single day, yet still watching their numbers refuse to move in the right direction. But researchers studying traditional Indian medicine kept finding something extraordinary. Populations that used this one forgotten spice daily had dramatically lower rates of type 2 diabetes compared to those who did not. And the second reason this spice works is going to completely change how you think about managing blood sugar naturally. Stay with me and pay close attention because this information could change everything today. Here is what most people struggling with blood sugar never get told. The real problem is not just the sugar you eat. It is what happens once the sugar enters your bloodstream. In a healthy body, insulin acts like a key that opens the doors of your cells so glucose can flow in and be used as energy. But when you eat too many processed foods and live under chronic stress, something breaks inside that system. Your cells stop responding to insulin. The key is there, but the lock stops working. This is called insulin resistance, and it is the engine driving type 2 diabetes, weight gain, brain fog, fatigue, and dangerous blood sugar spikes after meals. Insulin resistance does not announce itself. It builds silently over years. You might feel tired after meals and blame being busy. You might crave sugar and think it is just a habit. You might see your fasting glucose creeping up year after year and think it is aging. But all of those are signs your insulin system is under serious strain. The good news is insulin resistance is not permanent. Your body can reverse it. And this forgotten Indian spice is one of the most overlooked tools for doing exactly that. The spice is fenugreek, known in Hindi as methi and used in Indian households for thousands of years in curries, breads, teas, and eaten as sprouted seeds in the morning. Fenugreek seeds are small, hard, slightly bitter, and yellowish-brown. But what is happening inside those tiny seeds is remarkable. Fenugreek seeds are rich in a type of soluble fiber called galactomannan. This fiber is the core reason fenugreek works so powerfully on blood sugar. Here is how fenugreek works to lower blood sugar spikes and support insulin sensitivity in simple terms. When you eat carbohydrates, your digestive system breaks them down into glucose, and that glucose rushes into your bloodstream. The faster that glucose enters your blood, the higher and more dangerous the spike becomes. Galactomannan fiber works like a net inside your digestive tract. It slows the entire digestion process down. It traps glucose and holds it back so that instead of flooding your bloodstream, all at once the sugar enters slowly in a controlled, steady stream. That one change reduces your post-meal blood sugar spike significantly. But fenugreek does not stop there. The seeds also contain a unique amino acid called 4-hydroxysoleucine. This compound directly stimulates the pancreas to release insulin in a smarter and more responsive way. Research has shown that 4-hydroxysoleucine increases insulin secretion, specifically when blood glucose is high. That means the insulin response becomes more precise, more timely, and far more effective at clearing glucose from the blood. Fenugreek also contains compounds that reduce inflammation in liver and muscle tissue. Since inflammation is one of the key drivers of insulin resistance, reducing it directly helps your cells become more receptive to insulin again. This is why fenugreek has been used in Ayurvedic medicine not just as a cooking spice, but as a therapeutic food for metabolic health for thousands of years. The research on fenugreek and blood sugar is far more substantial than most people know. A clinical study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that consuming fenugreek seed powder daily for 8 weeks reduced fasting blood sugar by an average of 24% in people with type 2 diabetes. 24%. That is a clinically meaningful reduction. A separate study published in the Journal of Diabetes and Metabolic Disorders showed that participants who took fenugreek seed extract experienced significant reduction in post-meal blood sugar spikes, improved insulin sensitivity, and lower HbA1c levels over 12 weeks. HbA1c is the 3-month average blood sugar reading doctors use to track long-term glucose control. Here, is the mechanism. Explained simply, your muscle cells have tiny receptors on their surface that respond to insulin. When those receptors are inflamed or damaged, they stop responding properly. Fenugreek reduces that cellular inflammation, which means the receptors start working again. Glucose transporters activate more readily, and sugar moves out of your blood and into your muscle tissue where it belongs. Fenugreek has also been shown to reduce the activity of an enzyme called alpha-glucosidase. This enzyme is responsible for breaking down complex carbohydrates into simple sugars inside your digestive tract. When that enzyme is slowed down, the entire conversion process slows down. Less glucose gets released at once. The spike is smaller. The insulin demand is lower. And your pancreas gets a much-needed break from the constant pressure of managing a glucose flood it was never designed to handle every single day. Before we go further, tell me in the comments where you're watching this from and how long you have been dealing with blood sugar and insulin resistance issues. If this is already making sense of something you have been worried about, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. If this content is helping you, type 1 in the comments or 0 if it does not. Now let me show you exactly how to use fenugreek the right way, because preparation and timing matter enormously. There are 3 methods, and each one has a slightly different effect on your body. Method 1 is soak fenugreek seeds, taken first thing in the morning. Take 1 teaspoon of whole fenugreek seeds and soak them in half a cup of water overnight. In the morning, on an empty stomach, swallow the soaked seeds and drink the water they soaked in. The soaking process softens the seeds and activates the compounds inside them. Taken before any food, this method delivers the galactomannan fiber and the 4-hydroxysilicine directly into your digestive system before any glucose arrives. This sets up the protective net before the meal rather than after it. Method 2 is fenugreek powder mixed into warm water. Take half a teaspoon of ground fenugreek seed powder and stir it into warm water or mix it in a plain yogurt. Consume this 10 to 15 minutes before your largest meal. You want the fiber working before glucose from your food starts entering your bloodstream. Method 3 is sprouted fenugreek seeds eaten raw. Sprouting fenugreek seeds for 2 to 3 days increases the bioavailability of their active compounds significantly. A small handful of sprouted seeds eaten with a meal delivers all the benefits in their most potent form. One important caution: start small and build gradually. Too much too fast can cause bloating. Consistency matters more than quantity. A small amount every day produces far better results than a large amount taken occasionally. Here is what people who start using fenugreek report in the first 7 days. Day 1 and 2. You may notice your energy after meals feels more stable. Instead of the heavy, foggy feeling after a carbohydrate-rich meal, many people notice a flatter, more consistent energy level. This is the galactomannan fiber working. Glucose is entering your blood more slowly, and your insulin is not working in emergency mode. Day 3 and 4. Many people notice their cravings for sweet foods start to reduce. This happens because blood sugar stability directly reduces the brain signals that drive sugar cravings. When your glucose is not crashing sharply, your brain stops sending urgent hunger signals. Day 5 through 7. If you're monitoring your fasting blood sugar, many people see their morning readings begin to trend lower. The reduction is gradual, but a consistent downward direction is exactly what you're looking for. It means the insulin resistance in your cells is beginning to respond. Fenugreek is not a miracle. Real reversal of insulin resistance takes consistent daily use over several weeks. But those early signs give you something valuable. They give you evidence your body is responding, and that evidence keeps you consistent long enough to see real lasting change. If this content is helpful, please hit the like button right now. It takes 1 second, and it tells us to keep creating content exactly like this. Every single like helps this important information reach more people who are quietly struggling with insulin resistance and blood sugar and have never been told about natural tools like this one. Here are the foods that work best alongside fenugreek to amplify its blood sugar lowering effects. All of them are affordable and easy to find. Number 1 is bitter melon, known as Karela in Indian cooking. Bitter melon contains compounds called charantin and polypeptide P that mimic insulin activity in the body. Eating bitter melon 2 to 3 times a week alongside your fenugreek routine creates a powerful combined effect on glucose control. Number 2 is turmeric. The active compound in turmeric is curcumin, and curcumin is one of the most well-researched anti-inflammatory compounds in the world. Since inflammation is a root driver of insulin resistance, adding turmeric to your daily cooking directly supports the same cellular repair that fenugreek initiates. Half a teaspoon in warm water each day is enough. Number 3 is amla, also known as Indian gooseberry. Amla is rich in vitamin C and antioxidants that protect pancreatic beta cells from oxidative damage. Your beta cells are the cells in your pancreas that produce insulin. When they're damaged, insulin production declines. Protecting them with amla creates a foundation for better insulin output long term. One small amla fruit or a teaspoon of amla powder each morning is a simple, powerful addition to your routine. Fenugreek is powerful, but some people need to approach it with real care. If you're currently taking medication to lower your blood sugar, whether oral medication or insulin, fenugreek can enhance that blood sugar lowering effect significantly. This is generally beneficial, but also means your blood sugar could drop lower than expected. Always monitor your levels closely when adding fenugreek and inform your doctor so they can adjust your medication if needed. If you're pregnant, fenugreek in large amounts should be avoided. Fenugreek has historically been used to stimulate uterine contractions, and high doses carry real risks. A small amount as a cooking spice is generally safe, but therapeutic doses should not be taken during pregnancy without medical guidance. If you have a known allergy to chickpeas, peanuts, or other legumes, use caution, as cross-reactivity with fenugreek is possible. Start with a very small amount and observe carefully. If you have any existing kidney or liver condition, always consult your doctor before adding any concentrated food supplement to your routine. Start small, go slow, monitor your response, and keep your doctor informed. Let us bring everything together, because what you do with this information starting today is what actually matters. Insulin resistance is not a life sentence. It is a condition that builds gradually from daily habits, and it can be reversed gradually through daily habits. The forgotten spice we covered today is fenugreek. Used for over 3,000 years in Indian medicine and now backed by serious clinical research, it works through multiple pathways at the same time. The galactomannan fiber slows glucose absorption and reduces the spike after every meal. The amino acid 4-hydroxysilicine stimulates smarter and more precise insulin release from your pancreas. The anti-inflammatory compounds reduce the cellular inflammation that causes your insulin receptors to stop responding. And the alpha-glucosidase inhibiting effect slows the conversion of carbohydrates into glucose inside your digestive tract. These 4 mechanisms explain why clinical studies found fenugreek reduces fasting blood sugar by up to 24% and improves HbA1c over 12 weeks of consistent use. The 3 methods of using it are soaked seeds on an empty stomach each morning, ground powder in warm water 15 minutes before your largest meal, and sprouted seeds eaten raw for maximum potency. The foods that amplify its effects are bitter melon for insulin-mimicking compounds, turmeric for anti-inflammatory curcumin, and amla for protecting the pancreatic beta cells that produce insulin. None of this requires a prescription or an expensive supplement program. These are foods and spices used in ordinary Indian kitchens every day by populations that have historically had some of the lowest rates of metabolic disease in the world. The most important thing to understand is that fenugreek works best as part of a consistent daily practice that includes gentle movement, proper hydration, and mindful eating. But within that practice, fenugreek is one of the most powerful and most underused tools available to anyone dealing with blood sugar problems today. Start tonight. Put 1 teaspoon of fenugreek seeds in half a cup of water right now and let them soak overnight. In the morning, swallow those seeds on an empty stomach and drink that water. Then sit down and eat your breakfast slowly without rushing. Move your body gently before you eat anything. Stay consistent every day and give your body the daily support it genuinely needs to begin healing from the inside out. If this video gave you a clearer picture of how this forgotten Indian spice can help block sugar spikes and begin reversing insulin resistance, please share it with someone you know who is living with diabetes or prediabetes. So many people are managing their blood sugar every single day without ever being told that something this simple and this well-researched even exists as an option for them. Subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. Thank you for trusting us with your health journey. We will see you in the next video.